Good evening, everybody. How are you? This is Denis, of course. Welcome to the show once again. I hope you're having a great time on this planet Earth. To all of you from across the pond, Gail, Stan in America, other people in different countries, welcome. You are so welcome this Tuesday evening at 8 PM English GMT time. So, excuse me. Tonight, as always, beloveds, I come empty. I always come empty to this show because I don't want to know which way it's going to go. They told me years ago to go empty onto the stage and we would fill you with the wisdom of spirit. You know, and I didn't believe it, be honest with you. That was over 30 years ago in this life, when I discovered that my heart was broken by a female. Yep, would you believe that? And that then turned me inwards. I didn't know what was happening until some friends of mine in the village took me to see this medium. I had no idea what a medium was. I thought it was medium, large, small. That's what, it's a joke, of course. Anyway, went to see this medium and she just wiped the floor with me. She said, I've got your mother here and I've got your granddad here and who else have I got here? Your father? And I went, wow, flipping heck, I can't see them. So she laughed and said, okay, cocky bugger. Anyway, she told me what was going on and I was like, wow, this I can't believe. And I was fascinated, I was hooked. She put the fishing line in and I took the bait and she wound me in like I was a bloody big tuna fish. She wound me in all the way, up, sign and sinker. So I went to the spiritual church the next week and this little old lady stood up and she gave me a message. She said, you with all that white hair, looks like Moses. And I went, that's me. Would you believe? White hair, long, good hair. She said, you've got a spiritual ladder in front of you. Step on it, your life will change. If you don't, you'll stay still in the materialistic realm. Well, I thought, time for me to step on it. Stepped on it. Next day, my life changed. Yeah, everything went pear-shape. Yeah, definitely went pear-shape. And that was the start of it all. There's times when I get depressed. Yeah, because I'm a Scorpio, so Pluto is my ruling planet. But as Paramahansa Yogananda said, I'll say that again. Paramahansa Yogananda said, who's one of my gurus, that every incarnation you go through a astrological sign. For me being a Scorpio means that you are in depth with the mysterious, the mystical side of life. And that is the start, basically, not the start, but the follow on from your past incarnation, where you've learnt the knowledge and brought it through into this life as a continuation of it all. So to you people out there who are feeling that you know it all, not know it all, but you know this information, you don't know where it comes from. Well, it comes from your spirit, your soul, your essence of who you truly are. And that comes from a different life, from a perfect life you've had before. Because everything is perfect, if we think it's perfect. So, everything is a stepping stone for us to realise that. We have to become self-realised, all of us. For if we become self-realised, then we will know what is going on. We see the bigger picture. I speak to quite a few people in the course of the day, and I can't tell them what I know. I daren't share with them, for they would look at me like, do. I'm on planet Denis. Well, actually, I am on planet Denis with a lot of other people. Now, when you have knowledge, it's your job to share it. Yes, it's your job, my job, to share it. but not with those who cannot take it, who will alienate you and say you're a bit of a nutter, to be honest. But when we were children and we watched TV, we didn't understand that the TV worked in that box and there were people, actors and directors, acting out, and this was being beamed into our television, into the front room or the parlour, and we thought it was magic. We didn't understand it, but we know it works. Well, this is what I'm talking about. You know it works. You don't have to explain it to people because they don't want to know. They are stuck. Well, stuck's not the right word. They're going through their life at this time because of their own indoctrinations themselves. The gift of free will that they brought in from the past into this life. And as you bring that gift of free will in, you have to kind of obey it unto a point where you've obeyed it for all its right reasons, and you've played the contract out of obeying it. We all have a contract on this life, beloveds, all of us. Does it really matter what is happening in your country, your town or your village or your home? These are all people playing out their contracts. But in their contract they can, in a way, misguide people because it's their gift of free will. Well, is it not in our contract to say no to these people? Had a conversation with a dear friend of mine today, actually a mother in a past life. And I was having a talk, we were both talking, and I was saying sometimes you have to say no to people, thus so far no more, when they are being disrespectful to you. Now, came back reply, well, it doesn't really matter because that's the ego that is playing up. And I said, yes, you're right about that. But isn't it our job, as somebody who knows better, to set the store out for somebody else and saying, do you think you could have done it this way? Is it not better to do it this way? And give them an opportunity to learn from that. Instead of us walking away and not in a way defending ourselves, because in a way it's only the ego that's been offended. But if we can turn the tables round and use that ego as a point that we can get a message across to that person, that they shouldn't be doing that, or would they find a different way to answer or to live out or to comment on somebody rather than to have a go at them. There's an old saying, if they knew better, they would do better. Now, each day we're being taught, all of us, by ourselves, by our higher selves. And what I've come to understand lately, well, for the past couple of years, is don't follow the crowd. Never follow the crowd, actually. I've always walked my own path, even though sometimes it has been, hands up, both hands, quite lonely. Because when you're on the path of the many, of the 5,000 that Jesus fed, not in fishes and loaves, but in wisdom, because that's what the parallel is, he fed them in wisdom. When you're on that path of 5,000 people, you have 4,999 people to speak to. However, if you go up in stages into your higher vibration, into your higher dimensions, you find that souls, people, fall away because they do not want to go into that different level or higher frequency. Because you go into a higher frequency, you find you have less people resonating to that frequency. So sometimes you drop down the frequency, so you might think you can have some fun. That's fine. Didn't, just being reminded about this now, didn't Jesus talk teach in the taverns. He went and sat with the people, ate with the people, drank with the people, and then went into the woods to meditate, to regain that vibration, to recharge himself with the Holy Spirit from Divine Father, Mother God. Didn't he do that? The answer is yes. And then he went back into the villas, in the taverns, and he spoke to them. Now, if Jesus was a modern kind of astronaut, because he was an astronaut, Jesus is not what is pictured in the Bible or the films. He was a messenger. And they tell me over there is a new kid on the block. There are older messengers than him. But what we're trying to say and get across now is, if somebody similar of that ilk of power, wisdom, healing ability, because he's worked on himself and transformed his healing energy and become more of the Logos light, the cosmos light, that he could see, heal, handle other things and other dimensions for the better of other people. Now, our job is to become like that. And if you know better, you should do better. And every day I think, oh, how can I handle this person in a way that I can bring them love and light to their front door? And after, when I sneak under the covers, I put the covers over my ears, as somebody who listening to this will understand, put the covers over my ears, and I go back over the day each evening in bed. I scan the day and think, maybe I could have done better on there, maybe I'll try next time. I don't beat myself up about it. I just go, that's a point, that's a marker, write it down. And if you do that, beloveds, every single night, your whole personality becomes more aware. And you become more aware, well, how can I handle this? And to be honest, I still find myself a little bit, and I don't want to say this, but I will, maybe a little bit judgmental sometimes. Thinking, well, you should have known better, and try to help them, but that's not my job. My job is to be judgmental on myself to a point that it moves me forward to a lighter, a higher frequency. So, my week's been a bit funny. As you know, most of you know that I'm learning the saxophone. And I've joined an orchestra, a 35-piece orchestra. And I went last week and I went last night, and I find myself out of my depth because reading the music, and they've got a different way of explaining it, and the conductor's there waving his baton and keeping time, and I'm going, what does that mean? What does that mean? Have I got the right note? They said, yeah, you've got the right note. Be quiet, we're listening. And it's thinking, well, this is what life's all about, isn't it? Getting to play a happy tune, a tune that fits you, that you work on yourself. I work 2 or 3 hours a day on the saxophone, bringing the right tone out. I have a meter in front of me which says, and I train it by my ear, that is the right tone. So you can be off 10 beats or off one way, sharp or flat. But if you hit the middle, big green face comes up and smiles at you. Then you hold it as long as you can, or if you're doing long notes. But that reminded me then, the reason I'm saying this, that reminded me about life. We can be too sharp with people. We can be too flat with people. We can be in someone's face and too sharp, or we can be too boring ourselves. We've not found that happy medium where the green smiley faces. So if you're hearing me and you understand what I'm saying, give me some smiley faces here. Let me see the smiley faces. So when you are smiling yourself, you resonate with people. They want what you've got. I've done it. Today I smiled and I sat alone at a coffee shop, and I kept smiling and smiling no matter what was going on. and there was about 10 chairs around me. And after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, these chairs were full with people who wanted to have a conversation. And before, I didn't know them. But I sat there and I thought, right, reflect, deflect, resonate, invite with a smile, openness. And that's what it's all about, beloveds. If you're open with yourself, if you understand yourself, that your job is to become self-realised, and when you become self-realised and God-realised, you then go off onto a different planet, and the name escapes me again, but it will bring back Hyaloka. Have you heard of the planet Hyaloka? That's where those that have been good in this life, those that have brought the wisdom through, the teachers, the show people, the way showers, the spiritual pilots, they're there. Yogananda's there. All the mystics are there, in a way, going on with their own education. They won't come back to this planet again. For there are countless planets that we can tell you of now, that we know, that are in your solar system, where there is life. Life is continual. We'll speak about that later. So tonight, beloveds, we are going to do, obviously, the channeling. Then we're going to do the answers and questions. So before we get to the section where we open it up for you to ask questions, and they can be of a personal reason or a personal aspect of yourself. Are you stuck in a certain area? Do you need help in this area? Or maybe, we won't say a short reading, but we will give you help to understand what you're going through at this time and the reason for it. The questions that you may ask of somebody if there was a master in front of you that materialised and say, oh, I want to ask you this. We're saying this to you now because you have a habit, and we watch this, that when it comes to the question and answer time, you freeze up. Or you ask Mickey Mouse questions about the lottery tickets or the love life, or will you move home? We're saying, go deeper. Ask about something that is troubling you, giving you a less of an understanding that you are requiring. His voice is going. That means we are stepping closer. This is what happened when he talked about the spiritual churches, when he stood up on the stage and he had prepared his philosophy. And he stood up and started to yawn, and it was when he was yawning we wiped his philosophy away and we stepped into his aura. But when he yawns, he goes up and down the vibration to find the right vibration that resonates with that person or with those people that are listening and in front. And because this is live streaming, this is still the same. You are there in your maybe automobiles, cars, offices, home, whatever, wherever, listening, or maybe on replay. It has the same energy on replay, for you tapping into an energy that is indestructible, undeniably greater than anybody can give it praise for on your planet. When you come over here, beloveds, you will have an understanding of what pure energy is all about. Healing can happen in an instant if it's your karma, if you've worked off your karmic responsibility and you are open. We will share this with you and then we will go into the channeling bit. Hopefully he will be okay with the voice. Your master Jesus Christ, or a master, what we call an astronaut, walked upon your planet. And many times he performed what you may call miracles, healing events with people who truly believed that he could and would heal, which he did. Some or many he not even talked about, because there was lots. However, one beggar came to him who was blind and said, Master, will you heal my eyesight, for I am blind? The astronaut, who we know now is Jesus Christ, scanned the gentleman, looked at him, read him, karmically, astrological, and thought, yes, you have dealt with your karma. You now are free to be healed, because it is your karma now. Have you dealt with it to step into this self-realization? Even 2,000 years ago it happened, that you are free of the past, of your karmic responsibility you were brought in with you. So, in the dirt he goes, spits in it, rubs it in his eyes. The beggar can see. He went away and said, thank you. And Jesus said, fine, sin no more. Off he went. Somebody else came to him, said, Master, can you heal me, please? Why don't you, or can you heal other people? Why don't you heal masses? And he said, because they're not ready for it. Not everybody's worked on their karmic responsibility. That gentleman who's skipping down the road now, doing hop, skip and jump and singing, and be able to see what life and the colour that life's all about, has worked on himself. There's a moral in this story, beloved, is that if you work on yourself, you are working on your karmic responsibility. And when you've worked on that, everything will become clear, that you'll have a safe passage, what you may say, to the other side. Well, there's no other side, beloved. It's just a different vibration, just a different understanding that a lot of people have milked for their own way of controlling your churches, religions. They've milked it on purpose. They've took other things out of the Bible, like reincarnation. They've took it out to control. Mass control. We like what our partner says about football, about big games. It's control. It's controlling the population. Here in England, there's football matches going on probably Wednesday and Saturday. Thousands and thousands of people go to a stadium. Now what if those thousands of people were on the streets? And they're mainly all men. So it's control, it's power, control. Things are topsy-turvy. When you pay £500,000 to a player a week to kick a bag of wind around and become a multi-millionaire, when there's people in your district starving on the breadline. Things have got to be done. However, we'll talk about that at another time. So, why don't we see some smiley faces in the comments, please, to let me know you're still awake. Okay, we have one. Didn't see it. Gail. Oh, it's not brought it through yet, so can't put it on there yet. So put my specs on. Let me just wait for them to come in. So we'll have that. Okay, fine. So why is that not there? Okay, fine. So I don't know what's happening, but it's not showing. Okay, fine. There we are. It's done. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, we'll have that. Thank you. So what I'm saying is get your questions ready for when we pop over to the question time and you've got them. Because we have noticed that there's been, people tend to be scared of asking, if you follow my drift, or our drift. Okay. They just said, we've got your back, Denis. We're here. Okay, brilliant. Keep it coming. Keep them coming. The reason I'm going quiet now, and always the same. This tells me that they are drawing closer. And it's a lovely feeling. It's like, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm distracting myself on purpose. And just waiting. If I cannot force it. Years ago, when I was giving messages on the stage, clairvoyant messages, I used to go after the guides to get them a message, and they said, no, we will come to you, beloved. Don't come to us. We will come to you. Be prepared. Be always ready, beloved, always. What a mess you've got yourself into. We stand and sit and joyfully listen and point fingers at the human race at the moment. For you think that other people are trying to railroad you, hang you on the dungeon walls and whip you to an inch of your life. This is true, beloveds, they are. However, what do you want to do about it? That's the question. However, before you answer it in your mind, we will ask you, what are you doing about your own backyard? What are you doing about your own energy field? Rather than going out and demonstrating and marching, which only gives energy to what you are protesting about. What you protest will become stronger. What you allow to go will become weaker. However, we will ask you, all us here, and there are more than the normal 12, we will say there are the apprentices listening who will come in future episodes to bring their 10 pennyworth in. We want to be on the stage that Shakespeare talked about. Life is a stage. We want to be in your act. We would like to be a main player within your life, to direct you how to understand, how to project your voice, your energy into fields that people are lying down broken, disheartened, ready to be sent to what they may think is the slaughterhouse of your what may come the new world government. We will stop there. For the only thing that governs your world is Divine Father, Mother, God, the divine energy. Sometimes, beloveds, you have to break the system to rebuild from the inside, to have fresh blood, to see the shoots of green coming through the soil, not digging the bulb up and say, are you growing? You keep it covered, and you know by your own feelings of love, of knowledge, and want to know more, of forgiveness for yourself, that you are growing in wisdom. That is the shoots we are talking about. Everything starts and finishes with you, beloveds. All of you. Even those that have gone before you. Some now have got pass-outs. Yes, pass-outs. Day pass-out. Day tickets to come down to listen to this broadcast. This is not subject just for your earthlings. For when there is power in words, in lessons, in understanding, in experience, and somebody who will stand up and allow us to come through without tinting our words and without the filters that many people have. The filter, oh, will it destroy their presentation? Will it destroy their population? Will it destroy their popularity? For not every way shower starseed works for the light. We ask you to remember that. Watch those that talk and do the opposite. Watch those that don't talk but come from love, come from understanding, and then talk about it when they are pushed to. Those are the ones. You find them every day in your normal corner shops, supermarket, hospitals, doctors working away, gardeners tending to Mother Earth, the salt of the earth. You are all salts of the earth, beloved. For where do you return to? The Mother Earth, your birthplace. From Mother Earth, from a spiritual Mother Earth, you come to a physical Mother Earth. You live your life, you end your life. You are then either the physical bomb goes up in flames or you put down into the soil. If you go in flames, you get scattered. You're still being scattered upon Mother Earth. You are earth-bound, but that is only the physicalness of the body. Your spirit was never earth-bound. You allowed it to be chained by circumstances, by your parents and their parents and grandparents and godparents and great-great-grand or whatever you want to call it, all down the line to where you are now. You are a prime sum total of your thought patterns and those that have put their thoughts upon you. However, there are countless thousands of you, we will say millions of you, breaking this understanding now of what you were in the past stays in the past. You have a potential, all of you, to be saints. You have a potential, we will say all of you again, to be grand masters. And potential to understand what self-God realization is all about. It is a duality planet you have come onto. So there's a duality. In that duality, those that wish to do you harm, it's their choice, it's their free will. However, you knowing this can decide, nah, thus so far, no more, like we spoke about it before, beloveds, that you come together in a force that cannot be manipulated. One person cannot do it. But one person can spark a flame, can start the fire. And then you take your torches and you light it from the fire and start your own torches. So as a network across the country, let your beacons blaze, beloveds. That was the old way of getting messages across many countries and continents before the time of communication, electric, mobile phones. You gather our drift. Let you, as a beacon for love and light, blaze, that people can see and come and dip their torch into you, so you ignite them, that they can go ignite other people. In other words, be a lighthouse. We will bring a modern story to you now. Djokovic, the tennis player, got booted out of Australia. He went. Better to be what you may call, what is right in your way, a pure blood, than one to have what you may call the medicine. What happened? What has just happened? He stood alone. He went back what you may call into the lion's den, confronted them, and came out a victor. Victory was his because his mindset was singular. He will not be defeated. Better to be pure than to be, in a way, tagged, so you can play with the ones that have been tagged in their playpen. For that playpen is diminishing. There is an undercurrent on that side of the world where there is power under the earth which is moving. And we said this last week, that your aboriginals, your indigenous tribes throughout the continents will be involved in bringing a degree of information that has been withheld on purpose to the masses. Allow this to happen, beloveds, for you will see it happening in different places. And we will say now here, keep an eye on Brazil, for the plates are moving. The energy is moving away from each other, and there is an energy bubbling up under the surface, through onto the surface, which is powerful, green, bountiful for those who are ready to take up the charge of those who have been removed, and we will say forcibly moved on to a different planet. You get our drift, beloveds. We hope so. You are, all of you, a teacher in your own right. You've all got the gifts, the skills to be able to communicate with Spirit. Most of you are doing it. Don't stop. Allow us to come through. Allow your thoughts, not the ego thoughts that you can't do it, but the loving Christ-centered conscious thoughts of, yes, you are love, and love you can share, and when you share you get topped up with divine Mother, Father, cosmic love, all of you. You are tending to families, all of you. That is your karmic responsibility. Some of them may go over to the side, and you will find that your karmic responsibility then comes to what you may call, we want to rephrase this nicely, comes to a temporary end, because your karmic responsibility then is to yourself. Well, how can you help other people if you are down, if you are ill in yourself, beloved? And hence, in that famous book, Healer, heal yourself. Your thoughts, your feelings, as we've discussed many times, and so has countless other teachers who are on your planet and who have come over to our side of life, have mentioned time and time again, your thoughts are living things. What you concentrate on will manifest within your reality, within your life. So isn't it better, beloved, to think about the things that float your boat? We will say, fish on the other side, as Jesus said to the fishermen, no fish there, cast your nets on this side. So they cast their nets on that side, and their catch was bountiful. Who is this guy who even knows where the fish are? This is you, beloveds. Once you understand that you have got the gift of Christ consciousness within you, have always had it within you, all of you. The Logos is you. You have that particular spark of God reality within yourself. You are in miniature form, God. So God can manifest basically what he wants. And we're very careful what we say, because we know that he is, it is. Once you come over to our side, you understand that there's many forms that God can take. He, she, them, a group, many, many descriptions of God in your cosmos. However, there are many gods in different vibrations, in different solar systems. The God we talk about is the God in your solar system. And that God is that energy force that you call God, is an energy that is connected to another form of energy. That energy is affected to another form of energy. You see, it's continual. Once you learn something else, you will have a chance to learn something else. When we say to our partner when he's playing the sax, don't beat yourself up because you did a bum note. Concentrate on the tone, on the fingering. Get the sound right. For people don't want to listen to a bad sound. Okay, you drop a bad note sometimes. It's still a note, but it sounds nice. Doesn't matter. Play the tune. Be the Pied Piper. For we are playing the Pied Piper for you tonight, beloveds. We're speaking to you in your language. And if you like what we said, let us know. Or let him know. Today, as always, during the day, he doesn't want to do the show. Lack of energy. Even before he started, 10 minutes before he started. But this is normal. This is him getting out of the way and us moving in. Now it has become so easy that he doesn't know it's happening. Years ago he used to sit on a chair and allow the feeling to come in. The pins and needles will go through his body. And then he knew that we were here. And then he would listen for the words. He would focus his eyes up into his, what you may call, crown chakra, and look to the right, for that's where we come in. With messages, with pictures, with a video that he can see and transcribe it in earthly words for people to get the beauty, the colours and the presence of what we are speaking about here right now for our brothers and sisters. Some of us have been on your planet and some of us have not. All will be explained. Thank you for this time listening to us, beloveds. We will return him to you now. Be gentle with him, because he's a soft soul. And we await your questions. But we will remind you, and you will take this with a pinch of salt. We do not answer Mickey Mouse questions, for you will get a cartoon answer back. Capiche? We've got somebody bullying someone, putting their elbows out here, coming through. Capiche? Will be explained later. I'm back. Well, it's still here. Let me know if you're still there. It'd be nice. Oh, I feel like I've been running through the Sahara Desert. What have they been doing to me? Oh. Anyway, folks, I'm back. Okay, we'll get that question later. Samantha Jane, hello, Samantha Jane Gallagher. How are you doing? Okay, we'll get to those questions later. So what time is it, beloveds? Oh my God. What time is it? I can't tell properly. Never mind, doesn't matter. So, where are we going? I'm all it is. As you can see, I'm not concentrating. This is what happens. This is what happens when things are... Oh, brilliant. I love it. Okay, I tell you what we do. We'll change the scene. Right. Let me just put this on, then we get back to your questions. Okay. This. I want to talk about this. Not every spiritual person, spiritualist, way shower, clairvoyant, psychic channeler, starseed is working for the light. Remember that. And that's me demonstrating in Manchester, not last year, I think the year, not last year, the year before. 3 times, walking thousands and thousands of people walking into Manchester, walking through Manchester. And it was about saving the children. The police tried to cut us off. The police were following us. Undercover police, mindled the lot. It was like, whoa, what? They don't want the public to know. Even the public were throwing things at us. Absolutely throwing things at us. But we didn't give up. And that's me. The head of it. What do we want? Freedom. When do we want it? Now. You have to say to people, you have to be what I would say a Denis the Menace behind. Get your catapult out, aim it at people, but let it be aimed with knowledge, not ranting, because if you rant then you'll be labelled a ranter, you get nothing through. But in a way the system is stacked against you on purpose. There is a film out on Netflix at the moment called The Bank of Dave. I don't know if you watched it or not, but I suggest you watch it. It's about a banker or a motor dealer, nice guy, lending money to people, and he decides through peer pressure that he would like to open a corner shop bank. And the dirty tricks that were played at him by the establishment in London, however, he got to it. He opened a local bank. They asked him for £12 million up front. They tried to trick him, but he got round it. You know why he opened the bank? So he could help the community of Burnley. Now I thought when I was watching it, oh, this is fantasy. But did some research. It's a true story. The Bank of Dave still operates in Burnley. For that community. He's put thousands of jobs, made thousands of jobs, and up to now loaned out £30 million and invested everything else into charity, the profit. It's all about money, control. Now, if you in a way want to stand up and say we are not being controlled, then you have to find people who are similar to yourself and who want to walk with you arm in arm, to be by your side. For there is power in people, always has been, but it's not continually enough. It's not there every time. It's not. I mean, now just look what's happening in England. I can't talk of anywhere else because I don't know anywhere else, but there's been a quietness. It's like everything's hush hush. People are getting back to normal life. And I'm thinking, something's round the corner. Something's round the corner. Digital currency's coming round the corner. You won't be able to get cash. You'll be control. Electric cars, they're going to turn electric off so you can't go any. In Cambridgeshire or Oxfordshire, they're planning not to let you out of your zone. They're planning that you've got to ask to move out of your zone or your town to go to a different town. "15-minute city is." You're right, Susan. That is happening now. Now, do you want to be restricted so you cannot go out of your city, of your home, of that border? You have to ask for permission? What gave them right to corral us, to put us in cages of cities and villages? What gave them the right to do that? Because we were not persistent. We allowed it to happen. We didn't rally the troops. We didn't walk against the power. I'm alright, Jack, or things are okay in my life. And that's mainly the saying years ago was, I'm alright, Jack, forget everybody else. It's got to change. We as a society have to change. But, I say big but here, folks, we have to be self-centered with ourselves. We have to know that this is only a physical body, and it's our job, where we have incarnated on earth at this time for this reason, to shed the light. And I'm sure the council spoke about that in the channeling earlier. You have to be a light shower, a beacon, thank you, a beacon builder of love and light, but not to get too muxed into it, because none of us know when our last breath will be breathed. None of us. So do what you can today. Do not worry. I won't say do not worry, but we are born to worry because of the ego. We've not been shown how to defeat it. What we have actually, by laughing and smiling and being happy. That's how the ego cannot get at you. It cannot ramrod you. The ego cannot come in when you're happy and smiling. Doesn't know what to do. It deals in the past, the ego. Doesn't deal in this now moment. Can't deal in the future. It deals in the past, and it wants you to be fed up with yourself, miserable. So you don't try for the future. 15-minute cities. Look at the futurist films that they've shown, where all the cities are doom and gloom, and there's just big corporations have got the money, got the power, and got the electric. Not spreading doom and gloom, beloveds. I'm just, in a way, trying to give you hope and saying, we could all die in our sleep. Wouldn't it be great to wake up at home when we're not on this planet of duality, manipulation? But ask yourself a question. Are you here to change it? If you are, then you have to change yourself first and foremost. Stop worrying. Be happy. Get out of relationships that are toxic. Seek those that give you hope. Share their love with you. Physically, spiritually. Embrace people. Doesn't matter if they're, oh, give away. You've opened up. Be a modern avatar. And where you walk, may flowers grow in your footsteps. We sneaked in then. Did you see that? Did you understand our words? We sneaked in. We always do this with him. And he knows. For he knows those are not my words. I don't speak that during the day. Actually, he does, beloveds. When he allows us to speak to people. People, you're not going to believe this, well you will. When they see him coming sometimes, and they're on the same side of the pavement, or as you in America, sidewalk, and you're walking to each other, they move over to the other sidewalk, the other pavement. They can't handle it. Isn't there a film called A Few Good Men, Just Men? And one of the lines he said, you cannot handle the truth. And it's true. Some people cannot handle the truth. So you have to water it down and give it in baby spoonfuls. You know? Yep. Spoonfuls. Okay. Oh, it's been it. Here we go. I love this bit. Oh, that's me in the corner in there. Dennis May's behind me. Okay, fine. So let us see now. I've put a new comment on here. See if I can say your comments, but I can't seem to, in a way, get them to scroll. Never mind. So, okay, folks. If you've got a question, can you put a Q before it and then hyphen and then your question, and then I can search for it. Carol, you are welcome. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless. Doing it. That's why I wouldn't do it. You see, I've been working into it all day. So your questions now are asking there. Christine, hello Christine. Scorpio, Rick Scorpio. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to carry on. I'm not going to close the show at 9 o'clock. I'm just going to carry on. Because when you're in the flow, you're in the flow. Believe me so. And behind me, it says, what a wonderful world. This is me, playing Louis Armstrong. What a wonderful world. And it is. If we only understand that starts with us first and foremost. How wonderful we are. That nobody take it away from you. If you're in a crap relationship and your karma's over, get out of it. Okay. Facebook users have to drive home. Okay, so let me answer some of your questions. Okay. Okay. Stan Adams. I'm trying to find your questions, folks. Just give me time. Let me know if you're still there, or paste a copy of the question straight in, because I don't want to answer the question if you're not in. Okay. What's that? Oh, I'll put that. I'm going to paste and copy it, and I can't. Okay. Can you speak to those of us who are here on Earth with a mission, problem, tasks which could be linked to heaven and calling essence by the Great Spirit of God? Okay, fine. Susan, yeah. Okay. We have addressed this. They're telling me now they've addressed it in the channeling. Is no matter what comes before you, if you take the time to sit down, to separate your spirit from the earthly dimension, have that peace with your spirit, you will have that understanding. For you have the gift of, we will say, philosophy, dear Susan. Let that gift that was harnessed many moons ago in different cycles on a different vibrational field that you may call off Earth, in other words, from a past life, you have this ability to connect with Mother Earth. We would ask you to remove your shoes, to stand on Mother Earth, on the grass, connect through Mother Earth, draw it through your feet, to meet in the middle, connect, ask Divine Source for that inspiration to come through your crown chakra, into the back of your neck, to go through the oblongata, to meet in your heart center. There you have the connection between Mother Earth and Divine Spirit. Your answers then will be kind of highlighted, but it would take practice. And we would say, do not go over the past, of the misfortunes of the past, but concentrate on where you are now. For if you concentrate where you are now and you're happy in your body now, you take it into the next moment, which is the future. There's no future actually, beloveds. It's just the same moment representing itself. So what you do in this moment will affect your future if you follow our drift. Okay, that's answered. Okay, what else? If you understand that, let me know. Okay. Gail, I have a strong feeling that I lived on Sirius. How do I find out this is true? Which planet I came from, please? They're showing me you're bouncing around different planets. You had a prolonged stay on a planet with S. And they're not saying it's serious. They're not saying that. Comes the word Saturn. Comes the word Saturn. I'll leave that to you. You know there's experiences in your life that keep cropping up. You know that you're going through a keep cropping up phase. I thought I dealt with that. Well, I did. No, you've not. You've not dealt with it. So anything that keeps cropping up for you, beloved, for anybody else, you've not dealt with it. And when you deal with it, and have dealt with it successfully, it doesn't come again. Okay, Gail, that's yours. Okay, fine. Okay. How do I become aware and raise my vibration and maintain a raised vibration level, please? Angelica, is it? Angelisa? Angelisa, beloved, you need to meditate. If you do meditate, great. If you don't, then please start. How do you become aware? You become aware by where you're thinking and who you are attracting to you with your thought patterns and your feelings. Right? You walk out into the fresh air and it's cold. You don't think it's cold, because how can you think it's cold if you don't know it's cold? So where does that vibration hit you first? It hits you in your feeling. You feel it in your physical body, right? You feel it, you feel cold, so your mind thinks you're cold. So what comes as a feeling first is more prominent, more powerful than what you think. The old people used to say, if you can think, you can do it. No, if you can feel you do it, you can do it. Feeling comes before thought. You feel successful, then you think successful, and then you will become successful if it's your karma to be successful. Law of attraction doesn't work properly. They've just glossed it over. You know why? To make lots of money. The law of attractions, the laws of attraction, which are many, there's 21 laws properly, nobody ever talks about. It's just what the main thing. Oh, see something coming, yeah, but what if it's bad? So, Elisa, Angela, Angelica, change the way you think and feel, raise your vibration, and you attract those to you, and then you know what to do about it. In the meantime, meditate as much as you can and ask Divine God Spirit for your help. Sorted. Okay, thank you. Carol, I've just answered that with Angelica. I've just answered that. You constantly come in alignment with yourself by being aligned. That's it. You know you're out of line because you have a feeling you're out of alignment. Well, that's telling you you're out of alignment. So you step back in. You feel love, you breathe deeply, you walk in nature, you play the music, you're with the right kind of people, you eat the right kind of food, drink liquids which are nourishing. Keep away from those that suck your energy. That's how you become fluent in maintaining your vibration. Okay. So I hope that's okay, Carol. Okay, let's go to... So, any more questions? These are just statements now. I don't want statements. Devon, not for the fighting back. Brilliant. I love that. You going to toss your cell phones yet? Angelica, we've just answered that. Why is it coming up again? Yes, a Bella believer. Okay, good one here. Good luck. You done a queue. Great. Hi, Denis and the 12. I'm 70 years young now. My beautiful gift of a son who is 9 years old. What does the 12 have to say about what my purpose is now with him and with my spiritual gifts to help others? Okay, combined question. Beloved Sam, you already have the answer. However, you've not really understood it because it comes in 3 messages to yourself. First, know thyself. When you know yourself, you know your strengths. When you know your strengths, you know where to apply it. That's the question. That's the answer. Know thyself. When you know thyself, you know what gifts you have. That's part 2. Then you know part 3. You know where to then use your gifts. Flourish. The child, 9 years of age. Allow him to flourish. Do not harness in him. Allow him to feel, see, seek. And you speak of that to which is invisible to most people. Paint a picture with all your might, with all your gifts of wordship, of healing, of painting the picture. Once you paint a picture and paint it in a way that is vibrational, full of colours and love and singing and birds chirping, then you're painting a picture of what life is truly all about. But many people have forgot to, in a way, connect to that deep sense of themselves, which connects to the higher self, which then connects to other greater higher selves than themselves. It's all about self. Teach him to be self-aware of how he communicates. Allow his gifts to come forth and to sprout like wings of a bird. Do not clap him down. Encourage him. Even the mistakes, encourage him to go through the mistakes. And we would ask you to encourage him to speak different languages, for these will become very important as he moves forward in the next 10 years. He has the potential, and we say this here now to you, as a combined unit, he has the potential to stand before many and speak the words of power. Sam, you are a guardian. It is your job to guard, to guide, uphold, at the same time love, protect. Transmit our love to him. With this, beloved, you will be well served yourself. Do not think about lack. Do not have any doubt within your mind. Release that has gone before and welcome where you are now, in the presence of all that is and all will be, and allow that will be to manifest force into your life and into your vibrational field, which affects those that you care for. Our message is over. Thank you. Ooh, Sam, hope that was okay. Okay. Rick, I've been told my light is a lighthouse. Okay, let's put it over there. I've been told my light is a lighthouse. I fly with the eagle. I've been told I'm Palladian. Oh, they're telling me you're a mixture. You have got a mixture. You are not pure Palladian. There are different, what you may call, well, why did you give me this word? Hybrids. They are different. This is a new vibration they're taking me in. Wow. They're talking of off-planet situations. They're saying we are evolving, and they're talking of what you may call Palladians, of extraterrestrials, of a higher community of life. This is new for me, so I am being very careful what I'm saying now. They're telling me, they're showing me pictures now, I'm going all goosebumps again now, is that they are waiting for people to be able to understand that there is hybrids, there is not just one race. one pure race. There are finding ways to, in a way, bring the best out of many species into one species. But that is what we call lifetimes away. They just closed the shutter. They've just closed the shutter on that message. It's like they don't want to say any more. Oh, they just said, well said for trying to bring that vibrational through. Because when you see the rainbows, there are colours. They don't just stop sharp. They bleed into each one. And this is how races are. They bleed into each one. Enough will be said about this now. However, more information will be brought later if the right questions are answered on this vibrational show. The shows will change to a higher vibration, and only those that will match the vibration will be in the audience who will listen to it later, who will feel a frequency and then respond to want to know more. Right, they've slammed the doors now. That when they tell me that's it, that's that message over. Do not ask for more at this moment. So I hope that was okay. Well, I'm not hoping, I know it was okay. Yes, Sammy, listening, your response is most viable. Thank you very much. That's brilliant. Yeah, Sonny's all that. Brilliant. Thank you. Can we do anything for Spirit as a gift of gratitude for their assistance? Yeah. Have a reading with me. Have a reading with the 12. Yeah. Be good to keep the likes burning. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I need to know more. I need to know more, Valentina, of what you're going through. Michael, no, they're not answering that for some reason. They don't want to answer it. I can only give you what I'm getting because I don't want to make things up. Interesting. You've been here about New Earth with so many people with different answers. Of course, different personalities, different messages, different teachers. You got to trust yourself. That's why it's about coming back into you, trusting yourself to find the right answers. Why look for teachers? Why look for teachers when they teach you? Because they've been taught themselves. When you go into yourself, you sit in meditation, you gain the answers yourself. You have an understanding. You have an understanding. This feels right. It feels right. It feels. Feeling comes before thought. So if it feels right, you do it. If it feels right to start a love affair with somebody else, do it. If it feels right to reach out to somebody and say they are fantastic, compliment them or something, do it. Because it feels right. If they can't take it, nothing to do with you. You've stepped out and you've been open to the universe to manifest their love through you into them. Okay. Hey. Okay. Can you speak about the difference of between being called and being chosen? Do they overlap? No, there's a dividing line. Many are called, in other words, you listen to the call, the trumpet blowing, and you think, yeah, I can be of service. But then when you go to find out what the service is, you think, I can't do that, it's too hard, or it's too time consuming, or it will take my pleasure, it will take my free time away. Have you got the ability to be chosen? Have you worked on yourself? Many are called, it means they've sent out a message to the human race. Stand up, listen, help other people. The human race have heard it, but not many respond to it. So when you've been chosen, that means you're responding. An upstairs spirit, God, divine spirit, all that is, all that will be, wants us to respond. Once we respond in that positive way, it's like we've chosen to respond. So it's a self-fulfilling question. You have chosen, you've responded, you have been called, you've chosen to respond. That's how it comes. Now they've just told me that now in a way that I totally understand. Do you understand, Gail? You have chosen to respond to being called. That's all that matters. How you respond can manifest in different situations and have different frequency changes for the good in all. Well, okay, fine. Okay, thank you. Right, that's that. Okay, fine. All right. So, I think that's it, folks. I've absolutely loved this show. Thank you very much. I hope you like the new format. We'll be here next week, next Thursday. So if you like the show, let me know, please. It'd be nice to receive a nice message off you. If you'd like to share it with anybody else who you think could benefit from this show, the channeling, or next week's show, let them know. And if you're looking for a private consultation with the 12, you can reach me on my Facebook page or go to thecounsellor12.com, which is my web page, and it's the Counsellor 12 and it's the written word 12, not the number, thecounsellor12.com, or get me through this messenger private message on Facebook. Absolutely love talking to you, folks. Wish you a good night. God bless, and see you later. I don't want to go, be honest. I don't want to go, but I know I have to do. So what I do now is I look. Thank you very much for answering your question. You're welcome. Like I say, share it with people. Let me know what you think. If there's anything else I can add to the show, please let me know, and I will take it under advisement with them upstairs, of course. Now, God bless all. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless. And I will serenade you all with my saxophone while you're sleeping. Good night. Good night. God bless. And good night, Gail from the USA. I know you're going through things, but it's only temporary. Okay. Good night. God bless all. Love you all to bits. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye.